Hey everybody, welcome back to Thingy's Tech Talk, where we talk about all things tech. I'm Jeff Bromley.
And I'm Rob Barra.
And today we're going to talk to you about this year's Worldwide Developers Conference.
Yes, Apple had their big developer event last week, and there were lots of neat new things announced, lots of really cool workshops, all sorts of stuff that you can access, anybody can actually access.
Yeah, absolutely.
Through the developer app on any of your Apple devices. We like to stay really close to this kind of stuff. We, you know us from looking like a low-rent Daft Punk with our headsets and things like that. We like to stay on top of this stuff.
Yeah.
So we're trying to distill a little bit of it down for you so that maybe when your phone updates, you don't get angry.
Absolutely. Well,
everybody gets angry about that stuff.
Why?
But I don't know. They haven't redone Facebook recently, and that's usually what really gets people fired up.
Oh, when they move the buttons?
Yeah.
Move the buttons, change the layout. But Apple at least lets you know what's coming.
Yes.
And there's a few things we're going to talk about today, just to
they usually let you turn it off too, which is nice.
Which, the updates?
Yeah, things. The things that you don't want.
Updates. iOS or Facebook? Oh, okay.
Well, not iOS.
Yeah.
I mean, Zuck lets you, do nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's locked down. Well, you
opted in by default.
You are the product.
That's another tech talk we probably should do.
Yeah, absolutely. But we got a few things we're gonna go over today. We're gonna talk a little bit about Vision OS and the updates that they made, including the fact that you can now move the icons around, which is completely frustrating for anybody that had iOS or Vision OS.
You couldn't do it on the iPhone. Yeah. I don't know why you expected to be able to do it on the.
Dude, when they released the iPhone, that was how many years ago? I don't remember that. I don't remember what I had for dinner yesterday. So I don't remember that. So
selective amnesia.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about Vision OS. We're going to talk about iOS 18, some of the updates that Apple has for that. We're going to talk about Mac OS Sequoia, which there's some neat stuff. And then we'll leave the last bit, which kind of threads through all of the different operating systems until the end. And we'll leave that as a surprise. So first up, Vision OS. So one of the things, if you've ever used an Apple Vision Pro, in order to be able to get to the menu, you have to look up. And then you keep looking up.
The control center, not the menu.
Oh, I'm sorry, the control center.
Do the boop boop if you want the menu.
Well, but you keep looking up.
Control center's up there.
And then you keep looking up, and then you finally there's this little triangle that shows up all the way up here after you've craned your neck, and it finally recognizes that your eyes are looking.
You don't have to crane your neck. It does. You just have to.
I always have a problem getting it to come up. But
maybe you're not using the default headset.
Whatever. Now they are going to have I don't know what the hand gesture is.
It's kind of like, but you can do this to make the menu come up, the main menu come up. Okay. And then you can kind of hold it and turn your hand over like that. And then the control center.
Okay. So
it's like this and then like that.
Yeah, I suspect Apple is going to be making some more of these usability features with the...
You're just going to be able to talk to it pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty much.
You probably already can.
I mean, you can just say, I've never tried. Can I just say, hey, Siri, open the blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll try that next time. But that was a frustration just because you don't want to be saying, hey, Siri, when nobody's really wearing these things out in public anymore. So
occasionally.
But
there's less videos of people driving their Teslas wearing them.
Yes.
Which is nice. I'm glad that stopped.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, and this is the second point for Apple Vision Pro, is Apple realizes that people want to have more spatial video. So when we went in and did the demo, they had, I believe it was Alicia Keys, and you're standing there like in her practice studio, grand piano. You could see all the musicians, and it was an immersive experience, and you felt like you were actually there. So currently, the only way to create spatial video is one, you can use do you need the Pro of the iPhone 15? So you need an iPhone 15 Pro or you need an Apple Vision Pro, which if you don't have either one of those, you're unable to create your own spatial video.
You were.
You were. Now what they're doing is they have a Canon body and a Canon lens, which actually will shoot stereoscopically to be able to give you that spatial video format. So that, to me, as somebody who's made videos for quite some time, I find alluring. However, I think the body's like $3,000 and then the lens is another $1,000. I'm like, I'm not dropping another $4,000. I'll wait for it to come down in price.
Well, just use your phone.
I don't have a 15 Pro yet.
Oh, well, that's a mistake.
I'm aware of that. That's a mistake for the thing we're going to talk about later, because you need a 15 Pro for the thing we're going to talk about later to work with. It won't work on my 14 Pro.
I have a feeling we're going to have to do another tech talk about that one.
Yeah, okay.
The other thing that's really cool about the updates to Vision OS, again, as a user of this technology, one of my biggest complaints after using the device for a couple of months now is just that the developer community isn't really there yet. And part of that is because there's just not a lot of headsets out there in the world. And so people aren't really making apps and stuff like that for it yet. But they're going to start releasing it through the rest of the world now. So that should hopefully help from that side of things. But I've been using the beta. One of the things that I think is really incredible about it is they've added the spatialization of non-spatially recorded videos and photographs.
Oh, so they're going to faux spatialize it?
They're kind of, and it's really sweet because one of the things that I've always thought that was cool about recording spatial video, especially with the Apple Vision Pro versus using the phone, is the field of view and the way that it works. And the coolest thing is about it when you do these things is it's kind of like rewinding your life. And, that was something that they talked about at the launch, was being able to experience things like that, and my children are getting older and, things like that. What it can do, and I'll play with this I'll show you this later. Okay. What it can do with panoramic photos in terms of the interpretation that it does. Oh, it's wild. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So it's like basically being there again. If you took the photo, or if you weren't there in the first place.
I'm a panorama fanatic. Like on vacation, I keep taking different panoramas. I may have to.
It's pretty wild.
I may have to potentially brick my Apple Vision Pro just to get the beta.
Work just fine.
Okay, all right.
So far, beta 1. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
We'll say a prayer.
We'll see what happens when they release the next one.
Yeah. So that's Apple. That's Vision OS and the Apple Vision Pro. We also have, and it's minimal for iOS 18. Again, Apple has been doing so many technology advancements since, what was it? iOS 3 was the one where they introduced the App Store with the iPhone 3G. They've been building on this for so long. So there's really not much, they're doing like minor tweaks to a very mature product.
Yes.
So the couple things that we liked was the home screen customization. So now you can take your icons and make one's bigger or one smaller.
When we were watching the video, and obviously, we're not, yes, we are a complete Apple fanboys, but we're not, blind to the fact this is something that's been available, obviously, on Android for quite some time. But a lot of the features are and I know there's people that probably will love hearing this come out of my mouth. A lot of it is kind of bringing feature parity with things that Android has been doing for quite some time.
Sure. But the fact that you can now have your home screen customized, I like. And granted, Android had that for quite some time. Again, it's not a big feature. Do I care? A lot of the times I'm literally swiping down, searching for the app that I want to go to. And believe it or not, by swiping down, Apple's machine learning on there typically knows, based on the time of day, what app I want to open already. It's pretty cool.
There's a lot of neat stuff that they have, like little features like that you don't even notice. I know that I'm a user of the Apple TV at my house. And those little tiny remotes disappear frequently. And
between the couch cushions,
you have the ability to swipe and pull up the remote on your phone. It actually knows which room you're in. Based on the proximity, I would assume, of you to the Apple TV. So when I'm in my bedroom and I do the thing, it shows that I'm in the bedroom and modifying that one. If I'm in the living room, same thing. Basement, same thing.
So you're only using your phone?
Well, if my children could learn how to put something back in the same place every time, yes, Mom, I know. It would be different. But that's a feature that they don't really talk about. It's just subtle quality of life kind of stuff that they keep adding and incrementing, and really it just makes for a really nice user experience. And it's just one of those things that they don't make a big deal out of, and but it's nice.
Same thing with the controls gallery. They're gonna put there, and the flashlight used to be, you just turn the flashlight and you had like 5 degrees of turning the flashlight on and off. Now they're actually going to make it, you can make it more of a spotlight or something that's wider. And I'm just blown away with how they keep refining these things. And then there'll be a whole controls gallery Rob and I both have smart homes. So we're constant. Our Hue lights are all like literally on our phone, so we can control them wherever we are, turn things on and off. We've got, I have Wemo smart switches in my house, so I can turn like Christmas lights on and off, or lava lamps, or other things that are around.
Yep.
It's just nice to have that control, and they're changing the level of control that you're going to have in there. So I'm interested to see how well this works on the new iPhone.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how well it will work for managing a smart home from an iPad. That I think will be a really neat,
like the control center is
right.
It's almost like the old Crestron switches.
Exactly, because I mean, essentially, this could be a Crestron. And, with the ecosystem, it could certainly do that.
Can I turn all the lights on and off in your house? Right?
You absolutely can. You absolutely can.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. So.
My family will be very happy with you for doing that.
So, and then last but not least, what we're going to talk about today is Mac OS Sequoia. So again, it's just their latest release that they came up with. And one thing, and I do this quite often when I'm meeting with clients or having remote meetings with other people to talk about technology.
Another nice quality of life thing.
I have Air Server running on my Mac in order to be able to mirror my iPhone. I don't use the iPhone mirroring that comes standard because it takes over the whole screen. So I want to be able to share a specific window with somebody remotely. So I'll use your Air Server. Now you can actually have it mirror your iPhone, and you can have controls of your iPhone on your Mac, which I thought that's pretty cool. And it doesn't show on the screen on your iPhone either. It's only showing on the Mac. But it doesn't pipe through if you're screen sharing to your iPhone, wearing your Apple Vision Pro and having that screen pipe through. It doesn't go 3 levels deep. Yeah. I'm sure they'll figure that one out.
And that about wraps it up for the things that we thought were cool about the OS updates that were announced at WWDC. Stay tuned for more tech talks where we dive deeper into some of the new features like Apple Intelligence, which is going to be very interesting.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to get my hands on, honestly.
Yeah,
anyway, for Thingy's Tech Talk, I'm Rob Barra.
And I'm Jeff Bromley.
Stay safe out there.